man took out his dagger and made a long cut on the seal's belly. Immediately after, he lifted his frozen left foot and stuck it into the cut. Once his left foot regained feeling, the man tore off his undershirt into strips, soaked them in the melted seal fat, then evenly wrapped them around his foot to treat the frostbite. He had been on the run in the Arctic, at temperatures dozens of degrees below zero for a full 3 months, thinking of his wife and children waiting desperately for him to come home. The man didn't dare delay, fearing that the Soviet troops would catch up and capture him. To avoid the search, the man headed north, continuing along the desolate coastline. Here, day and night were indistinguishable. Rarely any human traces. Not a blade of grass grew, not a single black dot on the snowy ground. Endless, dismal white and loneliness. After an unknown amount of time, the man stopped, putting the bullets from his left hand into his right. For every 10,000 steps he walked, he would grab a bullet with his left hand to count, using this to judge how far he had walked. However, the 8 bullets in his hand had already been counted 3 times. The man had walked a full 240,000 steps. Yet the scene before his eyes was still exactly the same as when he started. He felt as if he was marching in place and would never be able to walk out. The man was on the verge of breakdown. He stopped using bullets to count his steps. The man simply put the compass in his pocket and walked forward with his head down, never imagining that just as he was about to be driven mad, a miracle happened. Not far away on the snowy ground, there was actually a towering little tree. The man collapsed to the ground in fright, but the fright quickly turned to pleasant surprise. He stumbled and rushed to the little tree, crying and laughing as he tightly hugged the branches. The man couldn't contain the joy in his heart. The presence of a tree meant he would soon walk out of this white hell. After the surprise, the man quickened his pace. Sure enough, before long he saw a patch of forest in the distance. Even more exciting was what came after. As soon as the man entered the forest, the sky darkened. This meant he had walked out of the Arctic Circle, and day and night began to alternate normally. To build up his energy, the man decided to rest in the forest for a night. Unexpectedly at this moment, a terrifying scream suddenly woke the man. He opened his eyes alertly and found 2 fierce-looking strangers standing in front of him staring at him. Mike was terrified, immediately jumping up from the ground, tightly clutching his pistol. But the fat man on the left suddenly spoke in German, indicating that the 2 of them were gold miners and hunters. They saw the firelight while hunting at night, so they came to check and had no ill intentions. The fat man also said there would be a blizzard tomorrow. Rather than spending the night here, it would be safer to go together. But Mike still refused, seeing that the man didn't appreciate their kindness. The 2 turned and left. However, when the next day came, Mike despairingly discovered the hunters had not lied. A terrible blizzard swept through the entire forest. Just as he wanted to stop and catch his breath, he was heavily hit by a falling tree and buried in the snow, directly passing out. Fortunately, the 2 hunters had not gone far. After the blizzard ended, the fat man pushed aside the branches and found the barely alive man. Mike finally let down his guard and traveled together with them. In the blink of an eye, more than half a year passed, but Mike still had